Welcome back, Shalligators. Okay, if you're in the Shallontrage, it's Evil Monday. And if you're on YouTube, it's just regular Monday. But in the Shallontrage, we always make Mondays evil. And I decided to put this video on both platforms because I realized I wanted to talk about it on both platforms. So I'm like, why do two mediocre videos when I could just do one mediocre video? Anyway, we're going to talk about Kanye West and Bianca CENSORI, whatever. The naked woman at the Grammys. We're going to talk about this because what the fuck? Like, not just that she's naked, but like what's going on behind the scenes? Is this a sign that he's abusing this woman? Is she like some weird hostage that he's like taken her over with mind control? I have maybe a different take. It's going to be a bit of a hot take. You might not like it, but before we get started, hey, two exciting things. Number one, we've got our Montana retreat over Valentine's Day. I would love to see you guys in my, not hometown, but like kinda, and just show you an amazing, cozy sisterhood country getaway. If you just need to reset, if you need to recommit to your goals, if you need to meet some friends and just, you deserve a break for like a few nights, come on out to Montana. We've got just a few spots left. Links are in my Instagram bio or right down here if you're on YouTube and the description here. And also, if you're in New York, come see me in a Fashion Week show. I am walking in a New York Fashion Week runway show on Friday. I'm 5'5", I know, but I am a New York Fashion Week model, bitch. I'm walking for Diana Marash. She's a wonderful gown designer. She does bridals. She does just these beautiful couture Met Gala type looks. I'm so excited. And usually shows are not open to the public. This one is. So you guys can come. It's like a whole event. It's like several hours and there's like food and music and just, it's going to be wonderful. I'm not going to get a chance to do a New York City meetup this time around. So this could be it. Like, get tickets, come, we can all hang out and you can be part of Fashion Week. It's really fun. Fashion Week is awesome. Like if you've never been at a runway show, they're really cool. And you get to watch me maybe trip in my 6-inch YSL tribute heels. Anyway, you can get tickets at some links. All right, Kanye and Bianca. Wow, this, you know what? First of all, I said this on my Instagram, it bears repeating. If I had this body, I'd probably act the same way. God limited me to a B cup because he knew. If we give Shallon them tits, everyone's going to see them. And yeah, I would stand on business behind those boobs. But what in the trailer park is this behavior? What is this? What I love about this whole stunt is that they were not invited to the Grammys. And I was talking with a guy that I'm dating last night about it. He was the one who like sent it to me and he's like, wear a dress like this on our date. I was like, no. But he's like, well, maybe did he not know that he wasn't invited? No, I have been to so many award shows. I've been to every award show besides the Oscars. I've even been to the Met Gala. And there is weeks of back and forth with your publicist and the Grammys team. Here's the parking information. Here's your arrival time on the red carpet. Like you have a time slot. Otherwise, everyone arrives all at the same time. It's this crush of people. The reporters don't get anything. There's like, you have a time slot that you have to arrive in. There's your backstage pass for all, basically what it is. There's this kind of pass. How many assistant passes do you need? Who's on your guest list? It's not like, oh yeah, the Grammys, we just show up because we've been there before, right? I've won some, so I just show up. It's not that way. It is not. I don't care if you're Taylor Swift. You have to have your passes. You have to have your this. It is a lot of coordination. There is no chance he didn't know that he wasn't invited. There's no chance. And so for him to just rock up like that to a place he was not invited, where priorly he was like the star of the show, and then have his wife get completely naked, it would be like if your best friend who doesn't speak to you anymore, like you had a best friend breakup, you showed up to her birthday party with your boyfriend and he took his dick out at Applebee's and then the cops escorted you home. If you did that, would you be like, I showed them. Ricky got his dick out at Applebee's. So fuck you, Mackenzie. I don't think you would see that as a win. That's a L, okay? What's going on here? So yeah, in the Shlantrage, it's Evil Monday. And I'm actually going on Piers Morgan today. I'm filming a little segment with him. I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited to be on like that platform. It's gonna stream, it's on YouTube at some point this week, hopefully tomorrow, maybe even later today, I don't know. But we're gonna be talking about this. But I'll share my thoughts here again. I have seen so much like feminist rhetoric come out of the gate with this. Like, Kanye is controlling her. Look at her eyes. She's dead in the eyes. She looks terrified. I have been on red carpets. I have been both the reporter and I've also walked red carpets. And I'm pretty good in front of a camera. I'm not shy. I don't really get stage fright. And it is fucking terrifying to take pictures on a red carpet. Like, the first few times you do it, you can tell that you're pretty freaked out. Bianca doesn't look freaked out at all. She's not red. She's not sweating. She's like completely focused. She's not like nervous, smiling, or twitching. She looks absolutely at home on that carpet. From what I see, everybody can have their own interpretation. A lot of you guys might be like, no, she's dead in the eyes. I think that there is this feminist impulse to, it's this weird paradox. It's like, whenever a woman is doing something anti-feminist, she's voting pro-life, she's MAGA, she's naked on a red carpet, there must be a man behind this. There's a man controlling her. This is the patriarchy. Almost never do we say, actually, girl, maybe she's just a different kind of woman than you are. Maybe she's embodying the concept of feminism that I believe feminism is, which is you can do whatever you want. Feminism isn't you climb the corporate ladder. It's if you want to be a trad wife, be a fucking trad wife, dude. I don't care. If you want to be on OnlyFans, be on OnlyFans. It's your life. It's your lane. Do not tell me how to live my life. I'm not going to tell you how to live yours. Like, however you want to be as a woman, you have the ability to do that. You have the options. You have the leeway and the freedom, not just from the patriarchy, but from other women. Maybe Bianca is literally just trashy. Has anyone thought of that? Maybe she's just garden variety trashy. Shallon, Kanye is controlling her. Maybe it's both. You can be trashy and have a controlling man. Well, Shallon, she's an architect. Okay. Okay. Like, he's also Kanye West. And to a degree, she knew what she was getting into. Kanye West did not start out as like the most hinged man in the world, as just a feminist. Like, we done seen it, okay? We have seen who Kanye is for what, a decade and a half now? So when she partnered up with him, and I don't want this to sound like she deserves it, what did she expect? But like, what did she expect? Like, what do you expect when you partner up with Kanye West? I grant you, you probably don't expect to be butt-ass naked on a Grammy red carpet, but you have to kind of read what the label is. It does what it says on the tin. Kanye is a stunt queen. Kanye is controlling over his women. Kanye is delusional. Where is that going to lead? I don't know, but probably in that direction. So yeah, I just have some issues with this feminist backlash of like, anytime a woman does something that you personally don't agree with as falling under the umbrella of feminism, a man clearly is controlling her. A man is clearly controlling her. Like, she is fundamentally broken. Somewhere along the lines of her life, a man fucked her up. Like, look at that British porn star, Lily Phillips, who was trying to like bone 100 guys in a day. Gross. And people like, she's been messed up by her dad. Haven't we all? Like, haven't we all? I don't get trains run on me. And why can't we accept it? Like, maybe or maybe not, but yet she is living her life according to her terms. She's not asking for help. She's not saying she's being enslaved. She's not saying she's being abused. She is right now in this moment saying, this is what I want to be doing. And no one can accept that. And it's the feminists who have the biggest problem with it of all. Like, girl, if you're truly a feminist, you're like, okay, get 2 miles of dick run through you. Okay. If that's what you want to do, fine. And it's funny that it's the feminists who are like freaking out the most about Bianca. Or maybe I'm being naive. am I just completely missing the point that it's like very obvious that there's a ton of toxicity going on behind the surface? Can I tell you something? One of you girls who came on, I think it was the Amalfi trip. Danielle, was it you? You were in, or no. No, it was my other friend. She was in Venice, Italy, and she was staying at like a 5-star hotel because that's just who she is. And she was sitting at the hotel at breakfast next to Bianca and Kanye. And I was like, oh, what was it like? And she's like, they were the cutest couple. I mean, they were like laughing and looking at each other. And he was just like so complimentary to her. And he's like, baby, what do you need? Do you need some more? And she's, I'll get you some. No, you stay there. Like he was just so solicitous to her. And they were just like gooey teenagers in love. And then a fan came up, was like, can I take a picture with you? And he's like, yeah, of course. And then he's like, you know, he does his like Kanye face. And she's like, it was fascinating to watch because if you didn't know who they were, you would just be like, that's a really cute couple. That's a really cute couple. And of course you can't look at just one interaction and be like, I know everything about the relationship, but it is a data point. It is a data point. I mean, they're together all the time. They're married. Yes, exactly. She's an architect. She's pretty smart. She's branched out into avenues that women don't typically. There's not a lot of female architects. There's certainly more men. She's a jewelry designer. Like, she's no shrinking violet. But yet, when she starts to do something that other women don't like, suddenly she's a victim. Suddenly she's a fucking victim. I have a real problem with that. Maybe just let the girl be a skank. Maybe just let her be a fucking skank. Maybe she's experimenting with a side of her personality, well, a side of her labia, because we have to see all of it. Maybe we are just witnessing someone experimenting and living in a way that we or you or whoever would be like, bleh, I would never do that. Gun to my head, I wouldn't do that. Nobody is asking you to. Nobody's asking you to. And we can say like, hey, this is gross, like, ugh. It's just, it's tacky. That I would never want to be with a man who wanted me naked in public like that. But is it just like cheap and kind of a throwaway reaction to be like, well, she's being abused. She's being abused. Anytime a woman is doing something I don't like, she must be being abused. Maybe not. Maybe not. And we talked about this recently on YouTube, or maybe it was in the Shallon Trash. We talked about it somewhere. I don't know. I make so much content, I get confused. That like, oh, it was in the Shallon Trash. Toxicity doesn't have to look, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. And we were talking about it in terms of friends. Oh, we did talk about it on YouTube. That like, you alone have the right to decide what is toxic in your life. The people who I have cut out of my life for being toxic are, on paper, not particularly toxic at all, but they are to me. And just like I have the right to define my favorite color, what I find tasty, what I find sexy, etc., I have the right to define what I find toxic. And no one else gets to tell me, oh, no, that alcoholic friend, she hasn't like hit you, so she's not really toxic. I mean, she fucked your boyfriend? Okay, so she's like not toxic. I define it differently. And so therefore, I don't think we can run around saying that Bianca CENSORI is in an abusive relationship if maybe she doesn't define it that way. And I understand that there are empirical things that define abuse, right? But there are also a lot of shades of gray. I'm not making excuses for Kanye. I'm genuinely not. I fucking hate that guy. I'm making excuses for her to live her life without everyone assuming that she's being abused. And the second she speaks up and she's like, this is really tough, girl, we're getting you out of there. We are stringing Kanye up by his ears, okay? We're not having this. But until then, like, let the bitch live. Just let the bitch live. Let the bitch live. Let the bitch live. I think we live in such a victimized society. Did you know that 75% of girls in Gen Z identify as having a mental illness? When I grew up, it was not cool to be mentally ill. It was uncool. It was uncool to be any type of ill, whether you had the flu or you had chlamydia or you had a mental illness. It was not cool. It certainly wasn't what you led with. It was something you just dealt with in private with a select group of trusted confidants, And you instead presented a good version of yourself to the world. Why? Because my generation was raised to be fucking champions, not victims. But when you have decided that it's cool to be a victim, you see victimhood everywhere. And maybe I'm leaning toxically to the other direction. I prefer to look around this world, and I prefer to assume that everyone is doing what they choose to do. I prefer to look around and say everyone is exactly where they want to be. And if they're not, it is on them to speak up. It is actually not on us to decide that they're in a bad situation and go and rescue them. Why? Why do I rally against something like this? Because guess what, baby girl? Then you assume, if you think it's your job to be Captain Save-A-Ho and rescue this man from his mommy issues and rescue this friend from her fuckboy narcissist relationship, you are also assuming that someone somewhere will come and rescue you. And baby girl, they won't. I can tell you that firsthand. No one's coming to save you. No one really is going to drop everything in their life and pull up for your problems. That is simply not human nature. And I'm talking about your parents also. I'm talking about the people absolutely closest to you. If we expect that and feel entitled to that, which we do when we are going way into our emotional debt to rescue and police everyone else, now I'm owed. Come on, it's my turn. No, it isn't your turn because no one made you do that. Those people actually maybe didn't want your intervention. Did your best friend want you to sit them down over mimosas and lecture them about their boyfriend for 2 hours? Did they ask for that? I don't know, sometimes they do. But if they didn't, why are you so surprised they didn't break up with the guy? They didn't want your opinion. They didn't want to be bossed around by you. They didn't want to hear that how they are living their life is toxic because you decided that it is. Even if, you're right. Because we probably are. We probably are right. We're probably right that BIANCA CENSORI is in a completely toxic, nightmarish relationship. That there's something coercive going on, that he's brainwashed her. You know what? Let her live her life. When she asks for help, yeah, that's when everyone can mobilize. Until then, why don't you focus on your own fucking life, okay? And I understand the irony of me saying this because literally my channel is talking about celebrities. And it's why don't I focus on my own life? I do. I talk a ton about myself. I'm a narcissist. But also, we're learning something from celebrities. We're learning. I'm not trying to save Taylor Swift. I really don't care. I don't care about Kylie. She seems fine, but I care about us. And I care about us getting the memo that no one is coming to save us. So why don't we butt the fuck out of everyone else's business? And if someone's acting trashy, okay. If they're living wrong, let them. If they're with someone toxic and abusive, on some level, that works for them. No, it doesn't. They're not happy. I can tell. They're headed for a disaster. Okay, then let them head there. Let them head there. Because what's going to happen is you will be in a situation that ends in disaster, and you will look around and say, why didn't anyone tell me? First of all, maybe people were and you didn't want to hear it either. And second of all, that's not their job. No one is your emotional parole officer. No one has on their LinkedIn bio, keeper of Hannah's relationships. No one is doing this. And when we expect that, when we feel entitled to that, boy, oh boy, are we going to feel disappointed. And therefore we feel like a victim. What do victims become? Bullies. Victims become bullies because they feel like a martyr, because they feel entitled. I'm hurting, so I'm going to lash out. And the cycle just repeats over and over and over again. So you know what? Let Bianca show her labia on the red carpet. Who cares? Who cares, man? Who cares? It's tacky. It is so gross. No man would claim that woman acting like that. No woman wants to claim her as a best friend. I would have some, bleh. But this is what she is choosing to do. And whether she's choosing that or she's choosing this overall situation with a man who seems unbearable, and I've also heard that he smells, Different strokes for different folks. And again, what if we could assume that everyone is where they choose to be? But they could be someplace better that makes them happier. This goes back to, I get to define toxicity. They get to define toxicity. They get to define happiness. They get to define their favorite color, not you. And the sooner we can just live and let live, the happier we're going to be. And therefore, the people who come to us and are like, hey, I'm in a really bad relationship, they are ready to receive our advice. We're not just bleh, like forcing it on the world and then feeling underappreciated and unheard. We are leaned back. We know what the truth is. We know what the good advice is. We know how to tell them to live their life right. We know. But we're waiting until they're ready. We're serving food to people who are actually hungry and ready to order. We're not force feeding anyone. I am so fucking sick of that. Because again, that bleeds into every other category of life. Well, he's only not calling because he's got mommy issues. I'm just going to keep calling him. I'm just going to make everything easy for him. No, I'm actually not. I'm going to lean back and I'm going to remove myself from things that just piss me off and get me all wound up and triggered. And when they decide they want something better, they know where to find me. They know where to find resources. They know where to find better advice. They know where to find better options. They know where to find it all. And if they're not, it's maybe because they don't want to. So, why is this falling under the category of Evil Monday? Because it's evil in the eyes of the patriarchy and in the eyes of a lot of people to just say, let her do whatever the fuck she wants. Who cares? Literally, who cares? Let that woman be naked on a red carpet. Let her vote pro-life. Let her be MAGA. Let her shave her head. Let her grow her armpit hair. I don't fucking care. I can have my own opinions about it 100%. But there is a line between I have my opinions and I am literally over here judging you in my mind. And then I must go intervene. I must change this situation. No, bitch, you mustn't. No, you mustn't. Why don't we reinvest that into ourselves? That's evil. That's evil. When a woman says, I'm not here to fix everyone. I'm not a rehab for broken men. I'm not the Captain Save-A-Ho feminist icon that's going to pull everyone into like a higher plane of consciousness. I literally don't care what happens to these people. Because they don't seem to care. They don't care. Why do I care more about them than they do? That is literally the definition of codependency. And to sit back as a woman and say, I don't know, man, figure it out. Fuck around, find out. Fuck around, find out, Bianca. If you got to stay with this man until he hits you, and that's for whatever reason the line in the sand, or until he drains your bank account, or whatever it is, you fuck around and find out. Why do I have to be involved in this? What if I am the evilest woman in the world and I'm just focused on myself? If you don't think that's the definition of a wicked woman, go try it sometime. Go tell your friends and your family and your boss, you know what? That doesn't work for me. What's in that for me? If you're in the Shallon, you know that that's a line I say to guys all the time. If they want to like take me home or something, I'm like, what's in that for me? They're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, I just want you so bad. That's what's in it for you. What's in that for me? What are you offering me? A penis? Every guy in here has one of those. Unless you're in LA or New York, then who fucking knows? What am I getting out of this? Are we going to date? Are you taking me to Cartier tomorrow morning? Are you paying my mortgage for the next 3 months? Like what am I getting out of this? And men just glitch out. They glitch out because they've never even conceptualized a woman who'd be like, why you? Why should I get involved in this? What's in this? What do I get out of this? There is nothing more evil in this world than a woman who stops and is like, I don't really think there's anything in this for me. Whether that's being a parent, running a company, working on the weekends, getting involved with Bianca CENSORI. What is more evil than a woman who said, I actually am just going to worry about myself? You're on your own. Wow. Anyway, tell me what you guys think. Girls in the Shallon, tell me in the group chat. If you're on YouTube, tell me in the comments. And yeah, If you like this video, this is what we talk about all day in the Shallontrage, and we do 5 videos a week, well, 4 videos in a podcast. Evil Monday, Wisdom Wednesday, Fuckboy Friday. I usually cry through Fuckboy Friday talking about the guys I'm dating. Slutty Saturday, and then a Serene Sunday podcast. Plus, you get all my courses. Evil Week. We just did a winter Evil Week that was about how to cut people off, right? Is that what it was about? Yes. Again, I do so much content, and we've got some Valentine's Day stuff coming up. It's going to be really fun, telling you basically how to seduce anyone and figure out your perfect seductive archetype. Plus, there's 24 group chats. I'm on them. It's just a great, wonderful little sorority where you can get advice, make friends, and just feel understood. Just feel understood. It's tough out there for an alpha female, truly. And the Shallontrage is our little sorority where, girl, alpha, you're home. All right, ladies, I will see you later. I love you guys. And in the group, I'll see you on Wednesday. Mwah!